31.
For
Okay,
next.
Tommy. Okay. Principal Grishaber, if you would kindly begin your review of the financial report.
We're gonna roll through this cowboy right now. Okay, first budget looks like that. Top of the budget says 55,000 on it.
I don't have a copy.
Okay,
Your copy is probably in here.
Mike?
Thank you.
And Laura.
And there was just
Why
the
are
extra
these
sheets.
Here's some extra sheets for you,
worth of
Mike.
that.
Let me take
Oh,
those.
yeah.
These are for you, Mike.
No, those are
No?
mine. No,
Those
those
are
are
yours.
mine. Those are Mike. Mike, you got everything.
Okay.
Why do all these
I
things
put,
in
because I
here?
put
She
them
put
in,
extra
because
sheets.
I didn't know what we needed for what.
Oh, okay, you got
Brian
extra
sent.
ones. Okay, because
Okay.
I got
Yeah,
all of them signed. You don't need
Yeah,
those. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got them for everybody?
Well, I didn't know, I
Yeah,
just
we don't
asked
do-
for you
yeah.
to print
Yeah, we
what,
don't do 'em for
what
everybody.
Brian sent. I didn't know.
That's okay.
It's
he sent
okay.
Too much.
Probably
More
earlier.
than we needed.
Okay, do you have your package, Laura?
No, but here, let me dig through,
Go,
Mr. G.
go.
I got you.
You don't
All
need
right.
those last two
I don't need
pages.
the last one. Okay.
55,000.
Okay, this is our 124 funds. Okay, these are the funds that are special income funds. We're doing okay. Normally it was about 50,000 last year or last month, and now it's 55,000. So no brainer on that one. Let's go to the next one. The next one is internal accounts. It's a long one on a landscape or a portrait. Looks like this. This is our internal accounts. This is the one where we, you want one? Okay.
Go ahead.
So we're beginning with 574 and change.
Yeah, now we got 585.
How did that happen?
We got money that came in, money went out.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now we gained $11,000. People are slowly springing money in, but right now, at the beginning of the year, we should have $900,000 ingested into this system. Those are people that are not free and reduced, and it's everybody else.
Mhm.
So conceivably, if everybody pays their bills, there's $900,000 out there, okay?
What line would that
This
show on?
balance
It doesn't, we don't, yeah,
Okay.
It does include everyone paying their school fees.
no. And so internal accounts at the school level does not have what most businesses have called accounts receivable,
Right.
which means it's out there. We don't have that. But I'm just letting you know that we have 4,000 kids, about 2,000 are free and reduced. That's another 2,000 times 485, which is about 950,000. So that's out there. Probably make another push this next couple of weeks. And then after that, I don't really push because Christmas is coming up in January. They're paying off their visas. So the next push will be February, March, when they start getting tax returns.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we'll get a big push when all of our seniors graduate. They normally pay all their bills. Okay? So, I mean, you'll see some negatives on here, but they'll get cleared out. What used to happen a couple years ago is we used to take everything out of athletics. Okay? And I told Mr. Charles I don't want to do that anymore. Take it out. If it's from cheerleading, take it out of cheerleading, but then put the money in, because at the end of the year, I want to see how much cheerleading spent, how much basketball spent, instead of just having this big account called athletics. Now I know exactly how much each cost us, okay? So we can see if one's out of order.
Principal G, on page 505.
Yes,
Line, account number 28203, it's Taft donations.
yes.
What is included in that number?
Taft donations are everything that our people give us. A lot of class in 1959.
Just randomly write a check.
Yep. Believe it or not, when I go to reunions and stuff like that, like I went to the class of 59 reunion with Tina a couple months ago, they gave me a check for $3,000. We put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a check for $100 from the one guy on Friday night.
Yeah.
I'll put it in there. Yeah, people are donating money.
And
So,
because we don't have like a Friends of Taft or whatever the formal
right.
organization is,
Right.
there's nowhere to send them check to.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
don't-
coming straight, so they write, what do they write the check
Taft High
to?
School.
And then it gets deposited into this account?
Yeah, and I put it in Taft donations.
Okay.
So right now, what I'm planning on doing with Taft donations are two things. I want to get a thing on Bryn Mawr and
A sign.
Natoma, a sign.
Mhm.
I'm working with Goran Devinovic on that. He's donating the granite, and then it's gonna cost, he did a DJ job and someone owes him granite. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So he's donating the top
Wow.
granite and the side granite. I'm working with a guy named Ed Buckley, who graduated in '73, who's coming up with it. So that looks like it's gonna be anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000.
And you said Bryn Mawr and Natoma?
Yeah. The next one, which I want to work on, which I don't know if I want to, well, I'll say it, but I talked to who's our grease guy? How come I can't think of his name right now?
Jacobs,
Jim
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 Jacobs.
Jacobs, yeah, Jim Jacobs said he donates $100,000 after talking with us. He'd like to donate something. He'd like to donate, instead of the black box theater lights, which would be obsolete in 10 or 12 years, and then no one knows about it. He would like to donate the $100,000 and put a monument on the Toma and Hurlbut right there, where we just cleared all those trees away
Yeah.
because they were dead trees, and it'll say like Taft High School, really nice shrubbery, home of the musical Grease, donated by Jim Jacobs. So it'll be like when people drive by, I kind of want it to be like you got to stop at Taft if you're in Chicago. That's where Grease was from, and you got to get it. So I don't know if we can do it for $100,000. My vision of it is to have two people jitterbugging, like with their back to each other, so that people can kind of jump up and grab a hand and take like a picture, like I'm jitterbugging with, the two
cool.
50s people. Yeah. So I don't know if we can do that. That's awful expensive. It might be brass. So we'll see about that. So, but he's all into that. So that's where that money would
So for
go.
the time
Sounds great,
being,
Jim.
this is gonna be where any donation goes.
Yep.
And what's the organization that we wanna create ultimately?
The Friends of Taft.
It's Friends of Taft,
Yeah, the
right?
PTSA is trying to get to be the Friends of Taft. I know they have like $45,000 in their account right now,
Okay.
and they want to stop being PTSA because I think it costs like $5,000 a year. It's a scam. It's like a franchise scam, and they're like, "Why are we doing this when we can be Friends of
So at
Taft?"
the end of the day, we'll have a Friends of Taft and a Boosters.
Yeah,
That's already, that's already established.
Yeah.
So Taft Boosters.
Taft Football Family Booster Club.
So it's only football. There's no other sports?
Nope. Nope, it's only football. Now, I've talked to other organizations and I've asked them if they want to do it, they can, but it's just, their cross-country has their own booster club, football does, baseball, I talked to Vince Zagota and he wants to start it. I mean, to have an overarching booster club for all of athletics is a monumental task.
that's why you need Friends of Taft. You really
Okay,
do.
so that's the umbrella organization.
Yeah, here's the key to the whole thing, and this might be after I'm retired, I don't know, but when I was at St. Pat's, I was there for the whole scheme of it. We hired like a parent volunteer to try to get money, and they would get $10,000 for bake sales and stuff. Thank you, not enough. And then we would hire like a teacher. We would say, okay, let's put a teacher part-time to do it. Same thing, $15,000, $20,000. It didn't work until we hired someone that went to school on how to fundraise.
Yep.
And we got Margie May, and Margie May cost us like $90,000 a year. And people were like, what the hell's this? Margie May came in and they know how. They got all those like databases and stuff, and they have the appeals. And when I left St. Pat's, we went from bake sale stuff to kind of what we're at right now, and it's not a bad thing, to where every year St. Pat's was getting $1.7 million a year in donations, because these people, like, she has to ask people, like Steve, like,
I have
you
a
gotta,
girlfriend who does this for a living.
It's a
yeah,
full-time job.
you gotta put it in your will. I mean, put us in your will. Did Taft help you? Then make an endowment to us and stuff like that. That's how you do the big money. So if we can get some money to seed somebody for a year and let them go, then they'll be making up their salary and then slowly
All right,
building it
so
up.
when we have to put some numbers, dates to this.
Yeah.
When do we officially want to have this organization running?
Well, that's up to the PTS, but I would say by March 1st, I think would be a good thing. They've been waiting for the whole foundation thing to blow over, and it's blown over right now. And so
Hasn't COVID killed that whole situation, the drama with that guy?
they did, but still there's a little bit of a,
And so who
a
is
mourning
in
period, I think.
communication with the PTSA? Are you?
That's Anita Bernanke.
Anita.
Okay, so
Anita's,
Anita really needs to get them geared up
Yeah.
to have it transition.
the lady at PTSA is Mallory Kelly. She's the one that runs the organization.
Okay, so March 1st is,
I would say that would be a good day to be. Right now, they're looking for someone to give them a
is a
cheapie
Tuesday.
charter. Okay, whatever. It's just a date.
Don't they have to like drop some legal documents and stuff?
They do, and they're trying to get someone to do it. I think they were trying to talk to the booster
They
people,
were
John
looking
Tees,
for,
yeah.
We
Yeah.
have lawyers here. The one woman who ran with you when you guys
Okay.
was a lawyer. We have a ton of lawyers with parents. They can't in kind their time.
I'm sure they can.
I suppose,
don't know who
we
that
just
is.
never asked.
No.
We never asked them.
It was one of the ladies who was running in
'Cause I
your
knew,
group.
I knew Maria and Stacy, and both of them are Park District people.
She is a lawyer. How do we find the lawyers in our
Guess we could put it out there.
4,000 kid.
What I'll do is in my
Go back to
principal
the-
message, I'll put them, and anybody can help us incorporate our Friends of Taft, please contact me. We'll try that
Yes,
first.
try that.
We'll see that. We'll put it on the website too. Friends of Taft,
We need to
FOT,
incorporate.
yes.
Because then, what we do then is the balance of the year is planning
Can you,
for
Yeah.
22, 23.
who's your friend? Who's your friend?
Oh, her name is Kate Garasino. She used to be a neighborhood person, but she is now in Elk Grove Village. She works for a marketing corporation and that's what she does for them. But she used to work in Chicago in the theater systems for grant writing and bringing in money for the
Any way you
theaters.
could have her come talk to us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just say, this is what we're thinking about doing. What are we missing here? What do we gotta do? Okay, that would be great. Because that's the next step.
I will put her in contact.
Mhm.
Okay, sir, what's next?
Okay,
it on
that's
internal?
the internal accounts. We're good on that. Next one is our SBB. Just turn the page. At the very top, we have $248,000 in there. I know we have a lot. If you went all the way to the bottom, it's like $600,000, 648, but a lot of that is encumbered by substitute salaries and supplies and different lines and stuff like that. But right now, I'm told we have $248,000 in it.
How is our substitute situation? We have plenty of quality subs or?
We have subs. I don't know if I want to go plenty and I don't want to go quality, but we have subs. So it's sometimes tough right now. Nobody really wants to be a sub.
Yeah.
You make $160 a day. I think you make 17. Thank you, Anita. You are a goddess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nothing alarming.
No, nothing alarming on that. We're okay. I have made a decision that we're going to hire 2 more security guards and a new conflict resolution specialist.
Good.
Yeah, we need it.
Now where the 2 security
Yeah.
guards will be located where?
At the varsity campus.
Both at varsity?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And
Conflict resolution specialist is going to be at the varsity.
and didn't we just hire a conflict resolution?
We hired 2 more, two of them.
And what do they do again?
They resolute conflicts. I know, I'm just kidding you. They're like deans of students. But they're more than that.
And they
because-
work with CAT?
Yeah, they work with CAT.
Under CAT's
But here's the
direction?
deal with them, and that's why the deans, we used to have 2 deans and they were teachers, okay? Unfortunately, it was 2 deans and it cost like $260,000 for 2 deans because of the salary and everything. And then they left usually at the end of school, because that's what their contract says, and we never had them. We only had them for 38 weeks. With a conflict resolution specialist, you get them for about $85,000 for 52 weeks. So it's kind of CPS's way of sliding somebody in here and not being a union member.
Ms. Trubbing, who's our conflict resolution specialist here at the Freshman
We have
Academy?
2.
And are they effective in your opinion and what you've seen?
I've seen them be really hardworking.
Was there,
So this is a function that the kids need that
Oh,
the,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this role will be at the varsity campus as well?
Right. And the thing is, we have 2 here, so we've got really 1 for every 600.
Okay.
Okay. At the other campus, we really have 1 for every 1,500. So there's usually more problems as a freshman level, and as they get more older, they get less. So there's less problems sometimes. But if we have 1 more, now we're down to like 1 every 1,000, which
And
is a
have
lot
you
more.
posted for all 3 positions?
Yes,
Okay.
we have.
Okay.
And all 4 of them are outstanding.
Do we have any other open positions at either campus?
Yeah, we do. We have 1 at the varsity campus called, what's that position called? It's called like Youth Intervention Specialist.
Oh,
Yeah, because we're having a hard time getting a social worker, so we're trying to go somewhere else and trying to do it like this.
it's very difficult.
It really is. There's nobody out there.
Oof.
People, I have miscellaneous positions I
They don't
can't
make a
fill.
lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a difficult job.
What I did last
Tommy, you are,
semester.
Look at you.
What did you
It's
do?
like magic.
he brings stuff up. And we're talking about
There's
it.
our poster.
Okay, we're posted.
Yeah,
Youth interventionist.
okay.
School climate team.
Okay, and that's been posted. We're just not.
Yeah,
getting
the other
any
thing we
hits.
did is we were allotted 6 miscellaneous positions, which were $15 an hour. full-time until February. What CPS has done is said, you know what? And I was telling them, nobody wants that job. Nobody wants a $15 an hour job when they can go to Wendy's and get it forever. And we're gonna stop it in February. So what they've done is they've let me put that in buckets and get something else. So I put a couple of those positions in a bucket. That's a $35,000 a year job with benefits. Okay, and so that's called a principal assistant position. So we got one more of those. So I used to have two, now I got three, because I took that miscellaneous money and made it into that, because that's more marketable. I can get people to sign up for that. Anita, you are a goddess for bringing that pizza. Oh, man. Thank you.
Mother Teresa.
Yes, thank you.
Bless
All right, so that's SBB.
Okay.
We're good. Let's go with the approvals of our transfers. I have a couple things on here. I think it looks like this sheet, if anybody sees it, maybe towards the end. Okay, these are over $10,000.
More towards the front. back.
More towards the front, okay. First one is Compass Transportation. That's our buses, $22,000. We paid about $20,000 in September.
And again, monthly, right?
Monthly, yeah. I know, we'll spend about $200,000 a year on buses, hopefully a little bit less when we get our bus here, and it can take a little bit of the leave away. Next one is Follett Education, which is AP Gov books. When I mentioned my announcements, the principal announcements, last year we gave out 1,300 AP tests. This year we have 2,000. Kids are eating their vegetables,
Love it.
which means we need books, and those are the books, AP books.
Good.
Yep. And you know what? They're not complaining too much, like the first couple of years when we gave them AP classes. They all know it right now. Next one is sports supplies, $13,000. That's for a lot of our basketball programs that are starting up this year. We want to get them, like I said, we may not win every game, but we're going to look the best, I guarantee it, and every time we show up. Next one is Huddle Supplies. This is the online network that we can post all of our sports. Isn't this, Ryan, isn't this where we post the games and that people can do the scouting and stuff like that, and they'll make the tapes for our football players and basketball players? Yes? Okay.
Video editing,
Yeah.
sharing.
So are we not streaming our games anymore?
We're in like a gray area right now because of the new state law that went into effect July 1.
What did our wonderful legislators
So
pass?
it's a data sharing
Yeah,
state law.
that says,
And in order for any student data to be shared,
Oh.
the entity
Consent,
would have to enter into an agreement with CPS. So like in the spring, we were streaming on YouTube.
yeah.
CPS does not have an agreement with YouTube.
Are they working on one?
They're working on a lot of agreements with a lot of different vendors.
So that we can stream again?
Yeah, so in the spring, our plan was to use Huddle and use their automated cameras to stream like football and then everything in the gyms. But Huddle streams through YouTube Live. So that's what's thrown a wrench into that. But Huddle is great because aside from live streaming, we use it for a lot of our sports. But really, in the future, if we had these cameras installed in the gym, it would be a great cost saver because you could stream games without.
We talked about this.
.com.
One of the coolest things that came out of COVID was you could watch everybody's sports.
Yeah, I know.
I could watch my kid play badminton,
Mhm.
could watch him play soccer. I watched the basketball games. I could watch sports that I wouldn't have watched because, and we were doing other activities too. It wasn't just limited to sports.
Right,
But now everybody wants a piece of the pie and they want agreements and they want.
yeah, so it's a data sharing.
Ah.
So that's where we're at with streaming.
That doesn't become a problem for us here with the meetings with the students on the LSC at all, does it?
I think it's different because like.
We're not
Google-
posting
Google-
on
Google is
YouTube.
like the approved,
We were
platform.
posting it to YouTube.
But I am posting it
Oh,
to YouTube
we are.
and linking it on our
Yeah, it
LSC
sounds
we
like
can.
yes.
We have an LSC YouTube channel.
Because not only do we have students on the LSC, or we will have more than one students, but there could be students sitting here
Yeah,
listening.
I would call Lewis and ask him.
Well, he's coming tonight.
This
We'll
is
ask
what
him
we-
tonight.
This is what we keep running into with,
CPS is so
SOPA.
special.
Yeah,
All right.
Student Online Personal Protection Act.
Yeah, I've thrown a lot of that
Especially
away,
I don't
yeah.
read them.
It's Meatless Thursday.
It looks like when Charlie throws up.
They're so
That's
special.
what they're being fed.
All right, next one is Fiedler Construction, our temporary fencing. that we
For-
had for the homecoming game, or the homecoming dance that went around. So it was a really nice time. Last thing is Office Depot, our freshman and sophomore connection. We got paid for that last summer, which we fronted. So what we're gonna do is, with that money, we're gonna buy the stuff we need for next summer. And then when we get it, we're always gonna be one year ahead of it, okay? So that's being more proactive. So anything on the approval, any questions on any of those? Okay. Then we have some book transfers. So one for instructional fees, those is just pay for some of that one, so you kind of match them up upstairs, okay? So you got the 13,941, goes up with the 13,941. The other one is athletic supplies, 12,500 to pay the 12,500. The next one on the bottom, 370, is the moving forward money. We have 7 overtime indicators, which is teachers that get a 0.2, okay? Last year we had 24. So we're doing a lot better on that. I can tell you right now, yesterday I taught 7 classes. I talked to kids in 7 periods and I talked for 50 minutes each class. Today I talked on 6. I am exhausted. I can't even imagine a teacher doing 6 classes every day. I always have a new appreciation for teachers whenever I talk to the kids. It's exhausting, but we have 7 teachers that have agreed to that 0.2, which is nice. Burns them out a little bit, but it is about 0.2, which is 20%. So sometimes it could be $20,000 to a teacher. So it kind of helps them out a lot, okay? So we took the $144,000 out of that and took it. The next one, we always need money for instructional supplies. We have a budget transfer, and then student transportation to $22,000, which will pay for the one up there. So those are all business as usual. Okay, any questions on those? That is my budget report.
We looped in, we added this last year because it always overlapped, the financing, the budgeting of capital projects. So it kind of weaves in the facilities conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that we really discussed in facilities today was, that would be an immediate is really, we don't have any facility dollars allocated to
No.
fund anything at this moment.
I put, at the beginning of the year, I drew from the internal accounts. I drew $100,000 out of it by cherry picking some of the accounts. And I put it into capital improvements on our internal accounts. Now I believe that's down to $22,000. Because I've been pulling from it because people haven't exactly been in a hurry to pay us. Because it took us a while to see who's free and reduced. So nobody's really, I might be free and reduced, so I'm not gonna pay you right now, thinking I gotta get my money back.
Yeah.
So we were using a lot of that money. So I'm glad I did it because we needed it. But right now we're bound to about $22,000. But I can't think of anything we really need right now.
No.
I'm hoping that our alumni come through.
Well,
on
the only
things.
thing is our grandiose plan of the boys' locker room.
Yeah,
Of the concession stand
Yeah.
on the field
and the library.
and the
Yeah, I know.
library. Those were our, well, and the black box, that had
Yeah.
to be.
But I know now we have, instead of like, I wonder what it's gonna be, we actually have the plans going forward to where now we can go to the alumni and say, this is what we got, okay?
Probably add additional
Bleachers, yeah. I think
Oh,
bleachers.
those
are-
are,
Yeah,
Those would
Are
be
we,
important.
a necessity.
Are we gonna get a librarian, or we don't have a librarian?
No, we're not gonna get a librarian. Right now, we don't have a library over there. We have books,
Right, no, I understand we don't have a
Yeah.
library.
but no,
Sorry, this was
that's okay.
in my packet.
Yeah, no.
Here,
Is that yours?
It's extra.
Okay.
I mistakenly.
Yeah, we need,
yeah,
we
those
need the library.
bleachers are huge. I mean, I would say that's probably,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, but
Yeah,
it
We're
draws,
working on that.
I know,
on
we are.
December 9th.
yeah,
it draws in people.
I
And
got you.
yeah.
We need it to make money.
Yes,
Because right now, we're not making as much money as you
Yes.
think we're making. Because when you got toilet expense, when you got overtime expense, we've got so many people making overtime out there. We might be drawing even at every game. But again, we're building this whole thing. So once we build it and we get a system going.
okay. That was it for the,
Cool.
our big capital plan. Okay. And then, Ms. Trebbing, PPLC, is there anything budget-wise or that was discussed in your meeting that needs to be brought up in the Budget Finance Committee that they were okay? Okay. Members of the committee, is there any further discussion on what we've discussed today? And then we have, looks like we have one participant online. Ms. Nisi, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong.
Niece.
Niece. Any comments or questions regarding our Budget Finance Committee?
None from me.
Then having no, Principal G, anything to close us out
No.
with? Or, okay, then I will, Madam Chair, conclude the meeting at the Budget and Finance Committee at 5:57.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Go eat your pizza, sir.